Welcome back, guys. My name is Wheva. I'm here at the cave in Fairfax, Virginia, and we are doing another card review here. And cards. First, we'll start off with the Druid Legendary, Vandal Stagholm. He's a 4-mana 3/5, and his effect is choose one cards, have both effects combined. This card is awesome. I love this card. First, its stats. 4-mana 3/5 is pretty good, especially with a card like this where you want the health to be more than its attack, because you want it to live longer over multiple turns. You want it to be harder to be killed, so you can use its effect as much as possible. It's a pretty good on curve minion, so you don't have to just not play, you don't have to feel bad about just playing this as a normal minion. And then its effect is insane. The most obvious after playing this on curve is Druid the Claw, which becomes a 5-mana 4/6 with charge and taunt. That's insane. That is nuts. And then cards like Starfall might see play now with Vandal, because Starfall now becomes a deal 5 damage to one minion and then deal 2 damage to all minions. So deal 7 damage to the first minion and then 2 damage to everything else. So that does, and then with spell power, it just gets out of control. Because 3 damage AoE is actually a break point in Hearthstone. So if you have Azure Drake up, which if you're playing Druid, you're probably going to be playing Azure Drake, and then you have Vandal Starfall, oh my god. This card is good. This card is really good, and I'm excited about it. But Druid has a lot of good 4-drops coming in this set, so it might be harder to fit it into your deck as you may want to, especially with Druid's curve probably being lower, because probably the most common form of Druid is going to be aggro. And since Starfall doesn't hit face, we may not see this card as much as we want to. That's a really good card. I would definitely rate it a 4 out of 5. Next card is Claxi Amber Weaver. This is going to be the first of the Sithun Druid cards we see. And it is a 4-mana 4/5. And it is a battle cry. If your Sithun has 10 attack, gain +5 health. So if your Sithun has at least 10 attack, which is usually like 2 Sithun minions, like 2 Beckoners of Evil, it is a 4-mana 4/10. Which is like a Twilight Drake when you have 10 cards in the end. That's nuts. That's really, really good. And to just play this on curve without Sithun being 10 attack or more is fine. It's a 4-mana 4/5. It's a Chowan Yeti, which Chowan Yeti has seen play in Hearthstone, and it's still a solid card. Chowan Yeti is like the baseline for 4-mana minions. So this card is solid. And I would say if we see Sithun Druid being a thing, this will definitely see play in that deck. And so, yeah, I think it's a solid card. I would give it a 4 out of 5. Basically, my ratings 1 through 5 are like 1 is unplayable, 2 is may see play but in niche scenarios, 3 is okay, we'll see play in certain decks, 4 is we'll see play in a lot of decks, 5 is absolutely nuts. Why did they print this card? That's just how I'm going to be rating. Sorry about that. Oh my god. Production difficulties. Anyways. Next card is Mark of Yasharash. This card is Why do they keep making Beast Druid a thing? Seriously? And if they want it to be a thing, maybe they should print better cards. The thing is this is a decent card. It's Mark of the Wild plus draw card when you use it on a beast. It's just Beast Druid isn't a thing. And I don't think it will be because of this card. It's too situational. And its effect is not powerful enough to run Beast Druid. Like, you need to have a good reason to put beast minions in your deck, which usually have a cost to their stats or effects because the beast tag on them. So I definitely think if Beast Druid a thing, this card will see play, but I don't think Beast Druid's gonna be a thing. So I would definitely say I'm gonna give this card like a 2 out of 5. Next card is Mire Keeper. This card is nuts. I'm giving this a 5. Just right out this is a 5. This is 4 mana, 3/3, choose 1, summon a 2/2 slime or gain an empty mana crystal. Jesus, this is nuts. It's a 4 mana 5/5, split across 2 bodies, which in decks with Savage Roar, you want it to be split across 2 bodies because Savage Roar becomes more effective. It may be weaker against AoE, but on 4 mana, you're not as concerned about AoE. And then in ramp decks, or if you want to iterate this out, you can get a Wild Growth. You can iterate this out on 2 and Wild Growth at the same time, which would then make your mana 4 the next turn. So you can play another 4-drop. And its stats, if you're playing, it's not that bad. A 3/3 can still trade into things. It can still, I mean, if Shredder was still in the game, it could still trade up in the Shredder. But it can kill things like a Knife Juggler. It can kill things like Beckoners of Evil. So this card is really, really solid, and I expect to see it in pretty much every single Druid deck. This is probably the best Druid card in the entire set. And I would definitely recommend, if you aren't lucky enough to get in packs, to craft 2 of these if you plan on playing Druid. Next card is Wisps of the Old Gods. Just like Dark Whispers, I don't think... well, anyways, let's go over the card. But choose 1, summon 7 1/1 Wisps, or give +2/+2 to your minions. We've seen similar, if not the same effect, of both of these choose 1s before, and neither one of them sees play. Dark Whisper summons 5 1/1s. The thing is about Dark Whisper, the thing about summoning 7/5 is actually not different at all, because your board needs to be empty in order to be able to summon 7. And when your board is empty, unless your opponent's board is empty, you usually don't want to spawn a whole bunch of 1/1s that don't have charge. The charge, like Unleash Talents, that's completely different. But these don't have charge. And then on top of that, 7 mana plus, give +2/+2 to all your minions. Well, if you want to use this for a burst effect, why not just use Savage Roar? And +2/+2 isn't that, like, why not just play Cenarius and get a 5, I think, like, 9 body with it for just 2 more mana? A 2 mana 5/9 sounds pretty good. So I think this card is just a 1 out of 5. It's unplayable. Anyways, let's move on. Adult Grizzly, 3 mana 2/2. After you summon a minion, give it +1/+1. I think this could have been 2 mana. It has the Beast tag, and they're obviously trying to make Beast Druid a thing. Blizzard keeps saying they make the Beast Druid a thing. And maybe they tried this at 2 mana, and it was nuts in testing, but I can't really see that. A 3 mana 2/2 is really bad. And it's just a deck that usually you just want to play efficiently on curve as possible and just tempo your opponent out of the game. A 3 mana 2/2 isn't good enough. And the best scenario I can see is playing this on 4 Living Roots. So you, for 4 mana and 2 cards, you gain 3 2/2s for 4 mana and 2 cards. That isn't all that impressive, and it's weak to AoE. So definitely a 1. I just don't see this card seeing play. Dark Arakoa. 6 mana, 5/7, taunt, battle cry, give your Sethune +3/+3 wherever he is. God, this is a good card in Sethune decks. For 6 mana, 5/7 is a really good stat line, especially for taunts. 5 attack gives it the ability to kill most things in the game. 5 is a pretty big break point in the game of Hearthstone. Like 4 and 5 health is dramatically different, if you weren't aware. So, and then on taunt, you usually want it to have more health than attack, because then more minions will probably be forced to attack into it, which means it gets to like attack more times. So this stat line is really good for taunt minion, and then it buffs your Sithun by +3/+3, which is above baseline for buffing Sithun. This is a solid card if we see Sithun decks, and even if we don't see Sithun Druid, this has the potential to just see play in Ramp Druid if Ramp Druid is a thing. So this is a solid card. I would give it a 4 out of 5, definitely. Actually, Stretch, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5. Okay, well, this is a card I want to talk to you about. These two cards are spawned from this card, Feral Rage, so don't worry about that. They're just 2 effects you can choose. It is a 3 mana Druid spell. Choose one, give your hero +4 attack this turn, or gain 8 armor. This is awesome, because if you compare this to a Healing Touch, it's usually just straight up better. It's not direct power creep because it can't heal minions, but I think the ability to play this and gain +4 attack is better than being able to heal minions. And on top of that, armor is traditionally just straight up better than health, because cards like Alex Jawza can't remove armor. So yeah, definitely, and it makes Molten Giants more playable, because you can have like 5 health and a whole bunch of armor and play Molten Giants for free. So this is a solid card. I would definitely give it a 3 out of 5. It's going to see play in slower Druid decks, maybe even that more token Druid deck. 3 mana for 4 damage is not that bad. And the ability to heal yourself in very, very clutch situations against maybe like a Freeze Mage is pretty good. So, solid card, 3 out of 5. We'll see quite a bit of play in certain decks. Forbidden Ancient, 1 mana, 1/1, Battlecry, spend all your mana, gain +1/+1 for each mana you spend. So if you play this on 1 mana, you get 1 mana, 1/1, 2 mana, 2/2, 3, you get 3 mana, 3/3, etc. all the way to 10 mana, 10/10. At every point in the curve, this card is just below average. But you gain the flexibility of being able to play it on any turn that you want. But do you ever want to play this card? I don't think so. So I'm definitely going to give it a 1 out of 5. It's just straight up unplayable. We see a lot of these forbidden cards in the Whispers of the Old God set, and I think this is one of the least playable of all of them. So definitely a 1 out of 5. This is just a... These are just choose one effects. Oh, so that's all the Druid cards. Next review is going... But actually overall, I think the Druid changes were pretty good. I mean, Druid cards are all pretty good. Fandral and Mire Keeper especially have me really, really excited. And Feral Rage, I think, is going to see quite a bit of play. But the rest of the cards, probably not. Anyways, go on to the next video if you want to see the Hunter reviews. So, see you in the next video.